Please join me in welcoming Mr. Robert Irving.
Ladies and gentlemen, mesdames and messieurs, good afternoon, bonjour. Thank you for the kind introduction, Dr. Chuy. And thank you for the invitation to speak here this afternoon. The mission of the Wood Science and Technology Center of UNB is to improve the competitiveness and viability of the wood products sector. And I have to say competitiveness is a major underlying theme. Here in New Brunswick, we have to understand we have to have competitive businesses in order to thrive, especially when we're exporting. And the Atlantic Building Supply Dealers Association has provided support and education and leadership to its memberships over 56 years. Thank you. It's that desire to pave the way to success by sharing knowledge and information that brings us all together today to talk about market opportunities in value-added wood. My presentation is going to take a slightly different turn than others as the value-added wood product. I'm going to talk about is consumer tissue products. Facial tissue, bathroom tissue, paper towels, and napkins. Your strengths, compete smartly, and win in today's volatile world. I'll share with you some of the lessons I've learned over the years, highlighting the principles and keys to business success, which I believe are especially relevant to this group's goal as we want to develop our wood here in New Brunswick and around this region. I'll discuss the importance of value-added products to our region and some of the challenges we all face as business and industry leaders, but most importantly, how can we transform those challenges into opportunities? I'm the fourth generation working in my family business, which my great-grandfather started in 1882 with a sawmill, a lumber business, and 3 farms. Today, J.D. Irving Limited is a diverse company with over 15,000 employees, and our headquarters, which we're proudly to say, are right here in Atlantic Canada. But our markets and customers are across North America and indeed around the world. Our businesses include agriculture, construction, shipbuilding, retail, distribution, food, transportation, and logistics. But the business segments that I will concentrate on today are forestry, forest products, and consumer products. But I'd like to start off by saying, and this is the message, it all starts with a tree. Our forestry operations care for over 2.3 million hectares of forest land, based on sustainable forest management plans that look ahead 80 to over 100 years. We research, test, and grow superior seedlings using seeds and cuttings collected from the hardiest trees in the forest. And that's very important, I think, to all understand where the tree starts. Our forestry operations plant 50 to 20 million seedlings a year and have planted almost 950 million since 1957. And I can remember as a youngster growing up and said, get up to northern New Brunswick and plant a few of those trees. And it was quite a learning experience. And that was, I won't tell you my age, but going back 40 years to see those trees where they've grown, and now we're cutting them today. In forestry, we employ more than 12,000, either direct or indirect, in Canada and the United States, and are forecasted continuing strong job growth and hiring over the next 3 years. In fact, across all J.D. Irving operations, we are forecasting almost 7,900 hires between 2016 and 2018. The message is we're growing. And 89% of the positions we need to fill are in right here at home in Atlantic Canada. In 2014, we announced investments of over $513 million in our pulp mill in St. John, New Brunswick, and forestry operations around such places as Chipton, New Brunswick. More than half of which have already been completed, and we constantly reinvest in the business to secure growth, not just for today or tomorrow, but for decades and generations to come. It still begins with the tree. Our business depends on the long-term health of our forest. Our commitment to maximizing the value of each tree through our vertical integration is a long-standing tradition of J.D. Irving Limited. From the time we plant the seedling, grow and harvest a tree, and that tree is used in pulp, paper, tissue, and consumer products, we have at least added more than 35 times the value to the original tree. And I know this exposition here today is talking about added value, and that is added value when you think of it. And I give a lot of credit to my dad for that vision. And that's exactly why we're here today to discuss today. How can you add value to the wood products you sell? How can you explore new market opportunities, use innovation to capitalize on market trends, enhance customer loyalty, and compete effectively against others who may be larger than you? Just because you're from New Brunswick doesn't mean you can't compete. We can compete and we can win. Let's talk about some important factors. It's a world of uncertainty. Change is everywhere around us. You must understand that and be flexible and adaptable. If you stand still, you'll get left behind. And I like to emphasize, change is everywhere. And if you're going to be successful, you've got to be open to change. If we look at 2015 in review, ISET tax, low oil prices, the falling Canadian dollar, the refugee crisis, volatility in American politics, China's slowdown, and other emerging markets around the world all have an impact on our lives and our businesses. It would be easy to get caught up in some of the challenging economic news we see daily, but the reality is that we have to manage those risks every day. Some of the challenges might just be opportunities for your business. Analyzing the trends, looking towards the future, and understanding which factor will have the greatest impact on decision making is key to moving forward. A successful past does not guarantee a successful future. Think of all the big companies that have simply disappeared from the landscape, whether it be Zellers, Eaton's, Blockbuster, Polaroid, Nortel, to name a few. Did you know the average lifespan of a company now is shrinking? In 1958, the lifespan for the average firm was 61 years. It decreased to 25 years in 1980 and 18 years in 2012. Projections suggest that by 2025, a company lifespan will be down to 13 years. Why is the average lifespan decreasing at such an alarming rate? Simple. It's being driven by innovation, whether it be products or service, changes in technology, the impact of financial shocks around the world, mergers, acquisitions, consolidation, changing customer demands, and changing demographics. The list goes on, but the constant is change. Over the last 10 years, we've seen radical changes in technology. For example, it's been less than 10 years since Apple reinvented mobile phones. Netflix started streamlining movies in 2007. Since then, has changed movie and television consumption habits. Fitbit has introduced a whole new level of fitness tracking, and last Christmas, drone sales were expected to top 1 million units. We all know change is happening. Having said that, we do live in a region full of advantages. Certainly we can talk about Atlantic Canada's negatives, such as deficits, unemployment, plant closures, and job losses. But instead, let's concentrate on some of the many positives for a moment. We're a region rich in natural resources, water, forest, and farmland. And when you travel all over this great province of New Brunswick, I can tell you, forest abundance. We have the ability to add value by using those natural resources to produce products that feed, house, and care for people. Atlantic Canada is extremely well connected to major North American markets by road, sea, air, and rail. Being well connected is particularly important for Irving tissue, as the American market is absolutely key for us. Our region has a skilled, educated, and dedicated workforce. And I have to vouch for that. We have some of the best people working. With employee absenteeism and turnover rates in Atlantic Canada among the lowest in all of North America, envy of many companies. We have a strong sense of pride and are committed to our communities, growing robust economies and developing our future leaders. So how can you capitalize on our region's advantages, and how do you turn challenges into opportunities? First, you need a long-term vision. A good example is my father's vision of expanding the vertical integration in our forestry operation. He wanted to lessen our reliance on producing pulp for other companies, which is basically a commodity business, and instead produce a value-added product, which goes the theme of this meeting. His dream was quality from the tree to the consumer, using wood chips to make pulp, and from that, the tissue that is converted into paper towel, bath, facial tissue, adds value and provides a product that consumers want. You've got to have a market, and you have to have somebody that wants it. It takes a commitment and perseverance, and I can tell you, I've had my support from my dad right from day one, backing me and the family all the way in terms of going into this venture. I can tell you when we first started in the consumer tissue business in 1990, we had zero sales, nothing. We had no markets. There were a lot of skeptics. Who needs another tissue brand? And how can you compete from New Brunswick? Okay. 26 years later, we're going strong and we're gaining market share every day. Our mills have the capacity to produce 232,000 tons of tissue a year. Our finished goods capacity is 47 million cases. Today, Irving Tissue operates plants in St. John and Dieppe, New Brunswick, Toronto, Ontario, and Fort Edward, New York. We produce leading Canadian brands, Royale and Majesta, along with the Scotties facial brand in the United States. Don't buy Scotties in Canada. I keep telling that to our employees all the time. I'm particularly proud of our progress with Royale. Today, Royale is one of the top-selling household tissue brands in the country. In 2015, Royale achieved record market shares in 3 tissue categories. Our bath, right across Canada, is 21%, facials at 18%, and towels at 8.7%. Our Tiger Towel launch has been particularly impressive, having this market share competing against major players such as Bounty, and achieving in just a couple of years. The Royale brand ability to build a compelling consumer proposition matched with continuous increase in product performance. And we've continually reinvest. We put in 2 new through air dry, big, huge tissue machines, one in Fort Edward, New York, another one in Toronto, which is the latest, newest technology in tissue making, to allow us to get the confidence of the consumer, where today, Royale is the most trusted brand rated by Reader's Digest for the consumer. Irving Consumer Products is also a significant supplier to the Canadian and U.S. private label business in bath tissue, paper towels, and facial tissue. Many, many retailers across North America today we do business with, right here from New Brunswick. Our private label products are respected by retailers and loved by consumers across North America. And again, I repeat, it all starts with a tree. You need a strategy to achieve results. At J.D. Irving, we know that our long-standing strategy of vertical integration gives us a competitive advantage. Some people might say we're too big, but I tell you, when you get out there and go and have to compete in today's market, you have to have scale, size, and competitiveness. It all starts with the seedling that are used to grow the tree. Through research, testing, innovation, we are now growing superior seedling in a much shorter time. In my grandfather's time, it took 50 years to grow a tree, from seedling to harvest. Through my father and brother's passion for forestry and the innovative work of our people in reforestation and forestry department, they've shortened that time now to a mere 35 years, right here in Atlantic Canada. We are growing trees more quickly to yield the best quality virgin fiber, which our mills use the latest technology and equipment to produce pulp and tissue paper, which is converted to quality consumer tissue products. We then transport those products to our customers using our own trucks. From seed to shelf, it does not leave our control, which gives Irving Tissue a unique selling advantage. But we have to fight for every dollar and for every point of market share. It isn't easy, and it isn't going to get easier. In consumer markets, retailers are consolidating and becoming much larger. In the United States, the top 5 big retailers for tissue control over 51% of the market. 5. In Canada, it's even more concentrated, where the top 5 retailers control over 83% of the market. With that market share, losing one customer can be devastating to a business. Results don't just happen, you have to make them happen. When you achieve a goal, you can't just stop. You set the bar higher, time and time again, and that's been part of the family, the business trend. We always raise the bar every year. For example, in our very first full year in tissue, we averaged 33 truckloads of tissue products. And I can remember going down to Atlantic Wholesale and making our first sale, and when we introduced Majesta in the market. And I told the fellows, listen, when we're going down, take the Midland truck, fill her up with bathroom tissue, have it loaded, and have it follow us. So we took the truck and tissue down with us. We met the buyer, and this was the first time we were introducing ourselves to the market. And he looked at it across the street, okay, you got a good product there, but when can you get it? I said, sir, product's out the window, just look out the door. He opened up his window, and there was the load of tissue. And we made our first sale right then on the spot. That's opportunists, okay? But that was in the first year, selling 33 truckloads. Last year, we averaged over 938 truckloads a week. So going from 33 to 938 trucks a week, we sell of tissue. And again, I repeat, it all started right here in New Brunswick. Focus on the customer. It goes without saying that customers are the lifeblood of our business. In today's world, it's not enough to have good relationships. You need to understand your customer business as well as they do. You need to understand their challenges and provide real solutions. And you need to understand and adapt to the market. For example, in the consumer packaged goods market, we're seeing these mega trends. North American households are feeling the pressure of economic uncertainty. They are cautious and extremely sensitive to value. The profile of the North American consumer is changing. Immigrants are playing a more significant role, and these consumers have different household sizes and buying habits. Millennials, who are aged from 19 to 37, and boomers, who are aged between the ages of 49 and 67, represent 27 and 28% of the population, respectively. Each has a unique buying habit. Omnichannel marketing refers to providing consumer with a seamless experience, regardless of channel or device. It is predicted to be the most significant change to impact consumer goods in the next decade. Consumers can engage with a company in a physical store, on an online website, or mobile app, through a catalog, or through social media. For example, Amazon is well known for being an online-only retailer that offers one-stop shopping for nearly everything. But even Amazon, who made its name on the internet, is testing brick and mortar stores to provide a physical presence to consumers and allow them to pick up or to return select items at the store instead of online. Knowing and understanding market trends can help shape your business strategy and provide opportunities to help your customers to win. You have to be flexible, open to change, and exploring new opportunities. Companies who do not change with market conditions or customers' needs do not survive. This drives the need to be fast and flexible inside our organization and in the marketplace. Opportunities can pop up quickly. It's important that we seize every opportunity. Flexibility is the key. You have to offer more. You have to look for ways to differentiate yourself and provide powerful advantages your competitors don't have. Because we are smaller than our competitors, we need to focus on over-delivering through product quality and customer service, while at the same time constantly looking to provide extra value by trimming costs. We need to relentlessly pursue efficiency throughout our operation, which we believe gives us an advantage, even if we're not the size and scale of our competitors. We need to sell more than just a commodity. We need to provide insights and solutions that are unique and that set us apart. In our businesses, we spend less time focusing on customers that are transactional, those who focus on one-year contracts and low prices. Instead, we concentrate our efforts on developing and nurturing strategic customers. Those are long-term relationships driven by knowledge, innovation, and strategy. We become trusted partners with these customers. Help our customers grow their business. For example, within our group of companies, we have a program called Solutions for Growth. We work with our customers to develop products specifically for their consumers. We may conduct custom research to gain insights and perspectives that are unique to our customers and their own consumers' needs. For example, the launch of Members Mark, which is Sam's Club, 12-pack aloe facial tissue, which was based on a consumer research that told us when someone in the house was sick, they wanted even a softer, better product, more gentle tissue, and they wanted to make sure they had plenty of it at home because they don't want to run out. But because of this research, we were able to develop a product that has been a smashing success at Sam by delivering those attributes for Sam's and their consumer. To conclude, we've talked about a number of principles and strategies for winning. For many of us in the room today, it certainly does start with a tree. It's the opportunities taken to add value to the wood and turn it into innovative products to meet market needs that will continue the cycle of growth. Think about your own business and how you can use these principles and strategies to capitalize on the market trends in your industry. The export advantage of the low Canadian dollar, new product trends such as engineered wood that have the potential to expand the use of wood in construction. But I ask you, what is your advantage? How will you capitalize on that advantage? At J.D. Irving, we follow a simple recipe. But when you find a winning recipe, use it over and over again. The basic formula is over 130 years now. Exactly, it's 134 years this year for the family business. And that recipe continues on today. And it goes like this: live your values, what's your values in your organization. Invest in your people, technology, and improvement. Produce an excellent product, give superior service, and continue to grow the business. Never stop growing, and continue to reinvest. And then do it over and over and over again. So today, I thank you for allowing me to come to speak to you and wish you all the best this afternoon. Thank you very much. Have a great day.